onto the center. 6. The Tao is called the Great Mother. Empty, yet inexhaustible, it gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. 7. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born, thus it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desires for itself, thus it is present for all beings. The Master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things. That is why she is one with them. Because she has let go of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. 8. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. 9. Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep sharpening your knife,
Thomas Marshall,
and it will blunt.
Woodrow Wilson's vice president. He was,
Chase after money,
because there's a guy named Levi Morton, who was the governor of New York. I never heard of him. And then you go to Martin Van Buren, 1832, and then 1860. There was once a governor of New York called George Clinton. Who knew?
And the Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah, exactly. If George Clinton could do anything.
I saw him live once in Chicago at a glass factory, and I was actually very scared. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing.
People who see concerts, people who see rock concerts at glass factories should get stoned.
I wasn't smoking, but because I was in the military at the time, and everybody was lighting up, and this black guy in a diaper playing bass was roaming around in a diaper playing bass on some kind of like, electric, transmitter. And I was just like,
Isn't that Bootsy Collins?
I didn't, and the only guy I knew was George Clinton.
Bootsy Collins.
That's the bassist for George Clinton, who wears a diaper, right?
Bootsy, that's his name?
I think so. I'm gonna look it up.
Is that the same Bootsy that's the punk artist?
I only knew who they were because of the movie PCU with Jeremy Piven that used to play on Comedy Central, and like he invited George Clinton to his fraternity.
Is Jeremy Piven a skinny dude?
No, Jeremy
Piven
Piven.
is the Ari on Entourage.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a guy named Gary Scheider. Okay, here we go. Bootsy Collins. No, Bootsy. Let's see who Bootsy is. Gary Scheider was an American musician, guitarist. He was a music director of the Peacock All Stars. Let's go find the word for the diaper.
Peacock. There we go.
Okay.
He's a fuck.
Yeah, but are you sure it was the bassist? Couldn't have been the guitarist?
Pretty sure he was on bass.
Got it. Right. During Parliament Funkadelic performances, Scheider was known for appearing in a diaper, making him instantly recognizable on stage, earning him the nickname Diaper Man. He's featured prominently in many hit songs like Cosmic Stop, Get to Know You, One Nation Under a Groove. He co-wrote many noteworthy Parliament Funkadelic songs, and he was a big part of the spin-off bands of Hooven, Bootsy Collins, and Eddie Hazel. Yeah, cool.
Bootsy Collins does one called Love Gangster. And it's like right on the heels of that horrendously bad film Undercover Brother with Eddie Griffin. I love it. It's so bad, but it's so good. Why are you doing this?
Marshall, what do you think the funniest movie is? What's your favorite comedy?
My funniest movie revolves between Billy Madison and fucking Love Guru with Mike Myers.
Jesus.
Dude, I had an autoimmune disease, and so I made sure, like, every night before I fall asleep, I laughed. And I picked up a lot of strange comedy. Family Guy, American Dad, South Park. I have a pretty, when it comes to it, I have a pretty gross sense of humor. Let's put it that way.
You've never seen Mel Brooks' History of the World?
No.
Oh my God, that's one of the...
that I should.
Jesus Christ, you gotta see it. Yes. Jesus. Yes. You gotta see that movie. It's so
Hey,
funny.
in all seriousness, are you rerunning?
Yes, I'm rerunning against Darren LaHood in the 16th district, and I've already been using AI to convert him into a Pfizer puppet clown, and it's going well. And tomorrow we have the Cook County GOP election.
Can we get you on like a phone banking plan where you recruit 5 people and they make calls for you?
Yeah, we can do that.
I would be happy to help you set that up.
Well, I don't know. I need to get an Excel spreadsheet, and then I have enough room here to hire people off of Craigslist to sit here on my burner phones and make calls and create social media posts.
Dude, I'll give you the template. You just use it for whatever you need to.
What is it, a script?
I can develop a script. I don't think I need to, but I will. It's more I just like the strategy for like how to stretch the phone banking out. I'd be like, that's not hard to write down. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's not going to be an imposition on me. So I'd be happy to get you the information if you want it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Dude, I'll get it together for you. I'll get it for you like a week from now. Got some shit to do.
You know what's wild is it only takes you 15 minutes to file for Congress. It costs nothing, and then you get mailed tons of shit from all these campaign marketing strategy consulting firms. It's unbelievable how many there are.
The people that all want to take your money.
Yeah, they want to take your money for marketing and advertising, but mostly probably just fucking marketing, not even media buying.
The marketing has become a big part of comms in politics lately, and it's annoying. Because I don't need to pay for marketing. I need to pay for somebody to get my name out there. Right? So.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to be for, but I mean, I'm such a small fry, you know, I wouldn't invest $1 into anything other than my lunch. I mean, you know, the thing is, it's like, it's kind of like I don't stand a chance, but the whole thing is, I mean, you just never know how all this stuff turns out, and it's really fun, and it's really, to me, it's like creating art, because the whole vaccine thing is still out there, meaning that if you're a Republican and you're being primaried and you were promoting vaccines, you got a problem. If you can campaign.
I hear you. So I think maybe like a big piece for you, and it's just my experience, needs to be like looking at getting those candidates you agree with, yes, or those viewers you agree with, but also ones you can kind of recruit with your sense of humor. Like, as much as we don't get along So, use your sense of humor to, like, make things apparent. It's one of those things where you'll need to, like, have a conversation with the Cook County GOP chair. It doesn't mean that you're asking for special compensation or anything like that. What
They
it
have
means
no
is-
money. They've got $4,000 in the bank, and tomorrow's the election. Because we got the Cook County GOP chair to actually resign. The president, he resigned.
Wow. How'd you manage that?
Because Mark Rice's son, has this blog called IllinoisRecord.com, and he screenshots all their Instagram and Facebook, and he writes these like gossip articles about them, and they're so damning.
What's Mark's kid like?
He's just a normal Republican, suburbanite kid. I mean, he's just a normal human being who's a conservative Republican. And he's got all the juice on these people because everybody projects. And he's like an investigative journalist, and he's caused like massive chaos amongst the ranks because he outs everybody with their own shit. And he I don't know, he's like an autistic savant.
Don't use the word autistic so casually.
I mean, I'm autistic. It's okay.
No, I
It
don't.
doesn't affect me.
I'm just saying
I
that,
don't
like,
think he is.
no, what I'm saying is he's like networked. I don't mean he's literally autistic. I mean he has essentially, he knows all the people. He knows everybody. So he's like mapped out the network, and now he's like putting it together on his site. It doesn't really get much publicity, but it circulates amongst
No, I know
everybody.
what you mean. He's got the social map. The
He
social
does,
map
yeah.
allows him to like work. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean.
And he's like ruthlessly publishing things about people, like really bad things where you're like, damn, these are the people who want to be in charge. Like, whoa, what is all this shit? This is wild.
Do you want me to connect you with some Illinois YRs? They're not your style Republicans, but they'll get people who are interested in like doing shit for you out to them. Maybe only one or two, but one or two is far better than none, obviously.
Yeah, it's true because like you do meet people on the journey who are just like you become friends with and they're good people and they're like, yeah, I want to help you. So for sure.
Exactly. They're like, they become a friend of yours. They're like, all right, I trust you. I'm gonna help you get elected, right? Same
Yeah.
way.
Yep.
So, yeah, dude. I'll contact you offline, obviously. But yeah, I'd be happy to help rope you in where I can. You actually, despite all of our disagreements, I think you'd probably be a pretty good representative. Your sense of humor is one that indicates to me that you're pretty critical as a political observer.
Oh, thank you.
I would encourage everybody on this app to run for office. If it only takes you 15 minutes to register for Congress, what's the downside to having that in your social media? That, oh, hey, I'm also a congressional candidate. Like, what's the downside? It doesn't cost anything.
Nobody needs to print what I say. I'm happy to advise candidates. I don't want to be one myself.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference because I don't know. Some people are just scared of it. I think because it's not even the responsibility. It's just the fact that it is like so dirty, and you deal with dirty people, and there's a lot of I don't know. You meet these lawyers are what really shocked me the most.
But actually, that's my real worry. I don't want to stitch down in the gutter. The shit I've been asked to do so far is moral and it's ethical. I've not ever done anything that's unethical. I've been asked, but I've turned it down. And I'm lucky enough where it didn't cost me my job. But like that's the thing. I don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to do something immoral like that. I don't want to compromise my character in that way.
I mean, like,
I just have this feeling.
I just mean ballot fraud. Ballot fraud is wild that people actually engage in ballot fraud, that Republicans engage in ballot fraud. It's like unbelievable.
I mean, both parties engage in sketchy practices. And like that's the ridiculous part. Like we enjoy pointing at the other party and going, "You're the problem." When the truth of the matter is, no. We're all doing some funky shit. We're just doing it to a degree where you don't get caught all the time.
True.
And that's like that sets you on a path to like not buying good decision making. What you should also do is do a little comedy, like 30-second video, 30-second thing. You're not half bad comedy routine, and it can genuinely be funny and not irritating. When sometimes you're irritating, but I have a feeling when you do your comedy shit, you're far less irritating or far more funny.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be fun to like try to go.
It's not that it's just comedy can print on one's mind in a way the logic doesn't.
I love it.
This guy, the candidate, lives in. The incumbent lives in Peoria, so like going down there and trying to organize like a roast of him at bars could be like a good thing, and then film that and put that on the internet.
And then you give me a place to sleep in a bed, I'll come help you.
You can live on my sailboat for a month in the summer if you want.
Sure, I'll happily come there. I'm on a sailboat, help you knock doors.
I need a captain because I don't know how to sail.
I'll figure it out, brother.
Hey, Scott, you still there?
I'm here.
Let me see if I have any more president trivia for you, or Pope trivia. I know you love the Pope trivia.
I love it. I love
You're
it.
kind of quiet there, by the way.
Randy, do you have a favorite president?
A favorite president? Well, all right. I used to get into a lot of trouble for my favorite president because what I respected about Richard Nixon was that until Bill Clinton, or Richard Nixon came from nothing. I respected that he lost, and then he lost big time. He lost presidency at 60, and the governor of California at 62. But he came back. He didn't give up. I love the comeback story. Everybody loves a comeback story. So I love that about him. I also love Watergate. I think Watergate is fascinating and a great way to learn about government. And so even he's not someone I wouldn't want to have his career. I mean, he resigned in disgrace, and he said some terrible things. He was unfortunately, all these guys were anti-Semitic, so you can't be too picky. But I liked him. Is that all right?
No, I don't have anything against him. I have one interesting fact about him is he's the only president to actually have a stock market that was negative underneath the presidency. I think it was like negative 5%. And he was, because he took us off the gold standard, you would imagine that there would be more fiat printing, that the market would have risen, but it didn't. But he is the only president to have a negative ROI in the stock market.
Are you saying that over from when he came in as president, from let's say 69, January 69, to when he left the market, to when he left 5 years later, the market went down?
Yeah, he's the only one. I can find the link for you, but he's the only one.
You're saying there was a 5-year period where the market did not go up; it went
It was
down.
just flat negative, yeah, like down 5%.
Wow, that's scary, dude. I don't think it's really sunk in for a lot of people what happened in the last 2 weeks. We're still like deer in the headlights. We haven't, people lost a lot of people lost a quarter of their wealth, if not more.
Yeah.
It hasn't really sunk in for a lot of people.
It's really tough because it's like you go to work every day. If you experience just a couple weeks of market downturn, you're like, oh fuck, there goes like the whole year of work. If you're like on the verge of retirement and you just lost a quarter and you lost $250,000, you're like, fuck. I mean, it's a horrible feeling.
Oh yeah. He hasn't answered for that. Listen, if you
But-
like things about Trump,
How's he going to answer that? Like, how is Tesla going to go back up to 500? Which is 1.4 trillion in market cap. I mean, it's all based on relative values and PE and etc. But
we'll be lucky if Tesla goes back up to that in 5 years.
yeah, lucky, right?
Right. Yeah, there's nothing you can say.
They got to
As
prove
long
it.
as Elon is in the government, I don't think Tesla will be back up.
See, these guys move on to the next startup like every Monday. So for them, it's not the end all be all. I mean, Peter Thiel has
Well,
this.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Elon, some of these people are worth so much. But yeah, mom and pop investor are fucked. Obviously, it hasn't really sunk in for them. Or it has. There's just no one,
But the thing is, like a lot of these people never spend it. They're gonna die with $1 million and they'll never even spend it. So that's the fucked up part is people who have a lot of money they can't even figure out what to spend it on. Let alone they don't want to buy real estate because of the taxes. So it's I don't know. People need their money for later end care, long term care, etc. But I don't know. People need to live now because look what happens. You just lost a quarter of your wealth. You could have spent that money on a vacation house, on a beach, like there's just so many ways to spend it, but you don't spend it. You got to time everything. You got to be a trader. You can't just be a passive investor. Like you have to deleverage. It's like being at a poker table all the time. You got to know your cash position.
God, are you there? You having a good day?
Benjamin, what's going on, buddy?
I mean, Christianity just died today. Like, that's Jesus all over again.
I know, great guy. Great human being today.
That's what I'm saying. Like, God himself, right?
He's so facetious. I love it. Dr. Benjamin, would you wash the Pope's feet? If he asked you to, would you do it?
One by one.
Would
You?
I mean, washing somebody's feet is a very humbling experience, especially if they're really gross. Like, have you ever actually had a pedicure done, looked at your own feet, and you're like, oh, my feet are so disgusting. Can't believe how badly I've let them deteriorate. Look at my nails. I've got fungus on my nails. My feet are filthy. I mean, have you ever actually, what are your feet looking like right now, Dr. Benjamin?
I mean, my feet suck.
You got bad feet?
I mean, they're suckable.
Oh, I see. Have you ever been to a podiatrist? It's a very Jewish form of medicine.
I see. No.
Benjamin thinks Jews are genocidal.
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah, you think the religion celebrates genocide?
That's more true.
So Chris,
Randy, did you celebrate genocide at your seders?
so
I wasn't looking at the screen. Who believes that?
Benjamin thinks that the Seder celebration is pro-genocidal.
A simple textual analysis of the Hebrew scriptures reveals a great deal of support and justification for genocide. That is just a hard problem. It's a hard problem.
is it just the Hebrews?
How about Noah and the flood? How about Sodom and Gomorrah? You gonna list them all for us? I mean, were you gonna? I'm just raising you. I'll give you the Passover Exodus, and I'll raise you one Noah's flood. No, you give me Passover, I'll raise you Easter, which I think is also genocide. Well, I don't know that story.
Benjamin, do you think you're technically just meditating when you talk to people about genocide?
genocide. So what holiday is not? Is what I want to
I
ask.
don't even get out of bed to celebrate a holiday unless it's genocide.
Yeah. What about Yom Kippur?
Yom Kippur is just New Year's, isn't it?
No, it's tied in with that. Yeah, you know what, buddy?
It's the Day of Atonement. It's the day you apologize for genocide. Welcome, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Randy is having an intimate relationship with his microphone.
Mark, we were just talking about Max and how he's got a social map and network flushed out of the Cook County GOP.
Oh my God! Did you see his story tonight?
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He's got so many screenshots that are so damning to so many people. I don't know how these people think they're just going to be able to waltz around and talk a big game when, you know, he's got him investigated.
The guy with the screenshots, that was the Aaron Ganger, but he's working with Aaron Delmar, and Aaron's gonna win. It's tomorrow, and he's gonna win. I talked to like all the people that are voting. Scumbags, some of them have voted absentee. They've already voted for Aaron. Unbelievable.
Well,
Know about it. Strict.
he's a soul raper.
I know soulraper.com. And you know there's Eric Anchor, the thing about him is sort of special needs. It's bad about like first of all,
Mark really hard to hear.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. It's it's like sad that he's like a little bit. He's a dictator and all this stuff. It's so crazy. Pretty funny. Hey, do you know that I won your district, by the way? The 41st ward.
Randy, can you mute your mic? I can't really hear Mark. I don't know if it's because your mic's open.
Oh, that's much better, yeah. So I won the 41st ward. The only ward that I'm in Chicago, I won outright with, the whole vote. Vote by mail, in person, early voting. I beat Raja there in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Trump won also. But me and Trump, I think it was the only ward, the entire ward that voted for me, or voted, for Trump,
Right.
Republican.
Yeah, there's a lot of Polish here.
Yeah, and police and fire too. They're big time.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's not because I worked that area. I probably worked that area the least of all the areas I was in, and I won it. It's very frustrating, this Republican politic bullshit. I tell you, very frustrating.
What do you mean by that, Mark?
The party I'm in is so bankrupt and corrupt that it's just very frustrating. They make deals with the Democrats. Makes it really hard. So to win an election, I have to fight the Democratic course, but at the same time, I got people coming at me from behind, and on my own party, I got to fight. Makes it really frustrating.
It makes me think that eventually, over enough time, I will run as a Democrat to try to just infiltrate and rebrand the Democrats, because it's possible that by going the opposite way, philosophically being the contrarian, you could actually have a greater chance of success by doing the opposite of your true intentions, but essentially reframing and rebranding in the process.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense politically to do that, especially there are parts of Chicago that haven't been Republican in 100 years. So why would I? Max kind of did that. He ran the 9th, congressional. It hasn't been Republican in probably close to 100 years. So what would make us think chance of winning,
What if you do a nickname? Do it like Trump does. He's good at that. Do a nickname to brand, like, oh, I'm the old school Republican, whatever that means.
Well, it could, but you know what's funny is people really all over the country, they tend to vote straight ticket. So even if you differentiate yourself a lot, if your party like has never won in a congressional district, for instance, or it's what they call like say a D Democrat plus, plus 20. It's statistically impossible to win in a district like that. Yeah, the only way you win is if your opponent dies or something.
What if you target, like any salesperson would do?
Yeah.
Focus. If there's an objection, let's say 60% of the more of the problem, you can kind of zero in on that, knock that out, maybe.
Yeah. No. Listen, my result. I did all that you're saying. Had nicknames for my opponents, slogans for myself. I had Tom Homan was one of my big supporters. So my little rhyme was bring back ICE, vote for ICE. I got almost twice as many votes as the guy that ran 2 years ago and 4 years ago. Like I did way better. I did the best in the state in terms of that. And my opponent spent $8 million against me, and the second most expensive race was only $3 million. So like against great odds, I did pretty well. But I'm just telling you, like I'm running in a district that has been Republican recently. It's been like it's been 2 Republicans and 3 Democrats over the last 20 or 30 years. So it goes back and forth. But the races where like John lives, and actually where I currently live, it's just it's like 80% Democrat, 20% Republican. So you could be a hero, and you still can't win a district like that.
That's called too much of an uphill battle. The only way I heard that the way to deal with that too much of an uphill, too steep, those kind of numbers, it's very low probability, is what they call clear the field. In other words, you would, in this scenario, I guess you would take lower level representatives, and you have to turn that over first. Clear a pathway. That's going to take time to clear that. The little, I don't even know what the little electoral things, the clerk of the court, this clerk, this one, and turn that first, I guess.
Yep. In my district where I'm running, there's 10 state reps is a lower thing, and the 5 of them are Republican and 5 of them are Democrats. So that's why I have a decent chance. And then I actually am working to get the 5 that aren't incumbents to recruit 5 new people to run, and I'll actually give them some money and support them, and try to help them in different ways, because every time they get a vote, it gets me a vote, and vice versa. So we all help each other. So we're doing all that. Like I have smart people advising me, and I run once, but I ran Max's. I helped run Max's campaign twice. So I kind of know what I'm doing, but it's hard in Illinois. When you're a Republican, it's not easy, that's all.
Mark, sir, very good morning from India. I'm very sorry to interrupt you, Adreli. I'm very sorry. Mark, sir, I'm really very bad in pronouncing. Actually, I love Mark, sir, very much. I wish I could have his speaking ability like you, sir. I really following you for, I think, now more than a year.
Oh, nice.
So,
thank you very much. That's nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whenever I try to talk to my client in US, I try to use some vocabulary from you.
That's really nice of you to say. Do you know I ran against an Indian, a guy from an Hindu Indian named Raja Krishnamurthy. That's who was my opponent that I ran against.
Okay. Actually, sir, my name is Suraj Kumar. I'm a Christian.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. You are a Jew, right, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, you have come a long way to meet you tonight.
They don't like the Hindus. Is that
three clients. They are Jews. I do IT work, like maybe deals in software things. So more like a lot of not a lot of, but some. I have a 3-4 clients. They do outsourcing their IT work to our company.
Sure, it's very popular too.
What is the like over in India? Sorry, sir.
What is the business scene like over in India?
Sir, it just depends on the industry. Like if you talk about IT, IT really going really, really well. Like presently, I just got some multiple projects.
Layoffs?
Sorry.
You said IT is going badly. I asked you, are you referring to mass layoffs?
No, sir. I'm saying IT is going well, not bad. I'm saying IT is going well. The only thing is that right now, because Trump has came, so a lot of people are afraid in India that if Trump said stop everything and let the Americans should get job, then it's going to be really, really big loss for Indians, because right now in my company, like I'm a founder and CEO of my company. Let's see. Outsourcing is going to be a really, really big problem.
Normally, good. You guys can get together like a good team, solve a lot of problems for English speakers around the world.
Yes, but sir, like, yeah, like the client conversation, I'm the only person who deals with them. I have a project
Also,
manager.
is it so bad if like America is bad? Wouldn't you also be able to outsource jobs to like England and Australia or whatever?
Sir, I'm serving South Korea, UK, and US. Now we are discussion is going on. Sorry, sir?
Plenty of spots.
Yes. So now we are discussion is going on with this Argentina. So hopefully I'll get some work from there. That's all, sir. How about you, sir?
I'm an attorney from New York.
Oh my goodness. You know StubHub? Ticketing platform?
Sorry, what?
StubHub. STUBHUB. StubHub.
Did you say StubHub?
Yes. STUBH. S for Suraj. T for Tonga. U for United. B for StubHub. So it is a ticketing platform, and we are the one who taking care of their entire IT earlier. But now they had taken back to, I think, some other country. I'm not sure.
Outsourcing could be easy for other countries to develop into the space.
Right. So that's really. And I want to have really good friend like Mark. Mark's a really, how can I say? I don't know which industry he is, but I really like him personally very much, actually. The way he presents things, I really like it personally.
So, would you say that the Indian business markets are being affected heavily by Trump's tariff decisions and the like?
Yes, right. Yeah, not much, but China is the one. They are, and see, the Chinese are very clever. Chinese people are sending the goods to Indonesia, and from Indonesia they are sending to US or some other country like Singapore, like where China and some other country has good relation, like Korea. So they send to Korea, and from Korea they will
think
have.
that the tariffs may empower some of the client states of China.
Of course, definitely. Why not? Definitely. That's of course. That is going to be a really big problem. But so far, India. But personally, I like this Trump very much, and we are expecting that he should intervene something in India, because Indian government is kind of doing a lot of bad work, especially on Christians. And they are, I think, more than 2,000 pastors are in jail. Around 3,000 pastors are in jail.
For what?
And sorry?
Why are they in jail?
Because they are sharing the gospel, so they are in jail. So this is really kind of very bad, actually. They are.
Can't they just like be kicked out or something?
see, the prime minister is illiterate. He's not educated. Number one. Number two is the India. Most of the politicians are really they want their country to be Hindu.
Yeah, no, I get that. I can understand India wanting Christian missionaries to not proselytize. I'm just saying, why not just kick them out? Why are they in prison?
Because if they
I'm
go
sure there are plenty of churches that take them.
That's what I'm saying, like, suppose because Indian government is not listening to Indians. Now we are
They got an opening.
What's up? Can you say again?
I said you could call the Vatican if you're looking for Christians to come stay with your prisoners. And I said that they had an opening, so, you could send a preacher there.
Right. So let's see. I don't know, but this
I
is
think
maybe
the
because I
Pope
know.
could do well with an Indian Pope. Have we ever had an Indian Pope?
Yeah. But India has also a lot of denominations like Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian,
And the
Catholic.
Catholics a foothold. Maybe they'll clean up everything.
Do you know it's not actually pronounced Pope in Latin? It's pronounced Pop.
Yeah.
Well, in old-timey American, it's pronounced papery.
I'm just saying, some people say Pop, some people say soda.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly correct. Right. So this is a big problem, but there's a weird, like, I don't know whether you know, one Australian missionary, they some Hindu people, they burn their 3 kids and and husband and wife, if
I'm
you
saying, if you
remember.
want to keep the place Hindu, just kick the Christians out. Don't throw them in prison.
But where they will kick them out.
Suraj, why are they persecuting Christians?
Places. Go find me a Christian that won't happily take them in.
Suraj, didn't you hear the conspiracy that Jesus went to India and met with the Buddha and he brought back the Enlightenment to the Middle East? So why are the Hindus upset with the Christians and Jesus? I don't understand. Why are there thousands of preachers in jails for preaching the gospel?
They don't want Christian stuff. They have their own heritage. Leave them alone.
They're anti-communication, though, no, Suraj?
No, they are not anti-communication. They are our telecommunications hub. Have you been paying attention? And you're telling them.
Just saying, it sounds discriminatory, and maybe.
Why is there ancient Sanskrit? Fuck you.
I'm just saying.
Let's relax. Let's all relax.
Just saying, it seems a little extreme to put people in jails for talking about a book.
Yeah, that's why.
What kind of jails are they, Suraj? Because I heard in India they don't actually have jails. They just make you sit in the middle of the town in a circle. Have you heard about that? I saw it in a documentary.
No, I mean, their streets run with shit.
Now they have a proper jail. So there's no you sit in the middle, nothing like that. Now they have a proper jail, and then
just kick
so
them
now
out.
we
Send
are.
them to their parishes.
I think Donald Trump should say that.
Right? There's plenty of devout Christians that would happily take in Christian refugees from India in India's plan for Hindifying the whole damn thing. They'd be happy about it.
Right, but
they probably
if I know a lot of
taking in a whole bunch of Indians. They do that.
When something becomes Hindified, what do they do? Just like yoga, and what else do they do?
They're temples, dude. They can decide what they want.
I know, but what are they doing in those temples? They're always taking cottage cheese and putting it on a phallic object.
Like ancient Disneyland of temple goddesses. It's their country. Leave them alone.
Suraj, is God a black woman? That's all I want to know. Sorry for taking up so much time. Thank you, Suraj.
No, sir. I know there is one God. That's what you said. It's called Kali.
I should get some public works projects. Scott, or infrastructure everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Just like it's always true, we do not have enough infrastructure, and we have more people than we definitely planned for with the infrastructure we have.
Right. So what you do? It looks like you have a lot of knowledge about present situation.
A little hard from New York that talks a lot.
Suraj, did you know that it was Alexander the Great that brought plumbing to India?
Yes, he is the one who found India. Yes.
No, modern plumbing. He actually brought modern plumbing from the Greek islands because they were big plumbers over there in Greece. Very good at
All
it.
right.
They didn't have
I
plumbing
think,
in
sir,
India.
sir, I think you should come to India. Mr. Mark, and please forgive me if I am pronouncing wrong. Doggy and Megzit. Megzit. Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, please come. I would be happy to host you in my place, and I will only provide you Indian food.
Are you vegetarian, Suraj?
No, I eat beef. I eat everything except man. Yeah.
So what makes you worship a Jewish man as your Lord, King, and Savior? What about him makes him so special to you? And I'm not being facetious.
Sir, maybe it's not right time to discuss. I will be happy to answer, but not at this moment.
Are you afraid of the Hindu authorities? Are you afraid of persecution, Suraj?
No, why should I afraid? Come on. No, not at all. Come on.
Because if you preach the gospel, as you said, they may put you in jail.
Well, perhaps some people were preaching it a little too aggressively.
Panhandling.
Yes, I will tell you. Actually, I will tell you, sir, one thing. It's not that I'm a Christian. That's why I'm just sharing my experience. Actually, I accepted the Jesus in 2001, and I started my own church in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
If you persecute the Christians, it's same happening like Apostle Paul, because Apostle Paul, his name was Saul, and when he was start killing the Christians, and Jesus appeared to him. That's what Bible say, and he said, Saul, why are you persecuting my people? So Christianity is getting just like fire in India. The government thinking that if I put pastors and the Christians in the jail, the Christianity will stop. But it is a completely opposite. Now Christianity is moving like fire in India, because whenever they put pastors or Christians in the jail, the media coverage is there. So now a lot of Hindus are getting converted into Christianity, because they said, oh, Christianity is so peaceful and so kind of a very peaceful religion. They don't fight, they don't argue, they do a lot of charity work. They are contributed a lot of things to India, like in education and health. But why the Hindus are giving trouble to them?
Because they want them to chant the Bhagavad Gita, not the gospel. It's all about, who gets to chant what and which book gets the most chanting.
So your general question is, why is it that some Christians in India are getting arrested? Seems like that could be answered by like an investigation into each case, no?
Right. No, let me tell you, there is recently the government has anti-conversion law. So I don't know, Doggy sir, I think has very good access with Elon Musk and then Donald Trump sir. So please convey this message. Please protect the Christians in India, please sir.
Why though?
Yes.
I still don't see why the Christians should have a foothold in India.
Because everything
Of all the places, no, seriously, one second. Hold on for a second. Like, speaking as a Jew, right? So I'm not Christian. I don't exactly share your worldview. But in terms of, like, let's say, the message of your Son of God or whatever, he wasn't in favor of idolatry, right? He'd want, like, reform, proselytizing, preaching. I don't think he'd want that in, like, the backyard of a bunch of ancient temples that, like, today we value for different reasons. We don't have to like send the Christians in there to convince all the Hindus to go destroy their ancient temples, and probably the Muslims will beat us to it, even if we try to beat them. So like, I just feel leave them alone. Like they've heard the pitch. India is an old player in the Christian game, and like they can see the effect that Christian missionaries have on their shores, right? They're not new to this game. They have like ancient, I would say, well-founded historical prejudice against Christians because of different things that they went through. And they're entitled to that perspective, right or wrong. And they should process it however they do. And I just 2.0.
McZed, you're just a lawyer from New York. Why do you have to have an opinion on Christians in India, McZed? You're just a lawyer from New York.
I think that the Christians should stay out of India. I think that they're just going to gum up whatever development India is entitled to.
You're going to tell them to stop making movies and stop making books? Come on, it's 2025. You can publish anything you want.
Yeah, and I would tell the Christians they should get better material.
So, can I go ahead?
Wait, better material than cannibalism and human sacrifice and blaming the Jews? Like, this is an amazing story.
Yeah, shoot higher. Horror is like low genre fare. Like
The pontiff has arrived. David, I love the jacket.
No, go big. Tell a good story. Like you said, you can publish anything. Might as well be good.
All right. So,
I'm saying, like, why should we be concerned about the abuses that India expels upon Christians?
Suraj, don't you think Jesus and Krishna are very similar? Theologically speaking, of course.
no, not at all. Not agree with you, my friend.
I mean, we have to
He
realize.
doesn't like the Hindu roots of Christianity. That's not his bag. He sees Christianity as a great light unto his people, and his brothers are steeped in sin and foolishness, and he has to bring the light to them. But, like, you know, from my outsider perspective, I feel like you guys are fighting about each other's culture, and I prefer to the guy that has a temple still standing.
Suraj, do you think that Hamas?
Anybody who's been to India, like they are not very nice people when it comes to other people that are not involved, that are not either Hindu or not like.
I mean, they've got their own creepy system set up. They're like, you know,
but they're not nice against like
world.
I haven't been to India, but I know plenty of friends who've been to India. And
David, don't you do yoga?
Some of your best friends are Indian.
But the people, they're not very nice.
That's me.
It's all subjective, David. You just haven't drinking the blood yet at a Kali festival. It's a lot of fun. Wait till you go do yoga at a Haruman party or go to a Krishna yoga festival.
Whatever you went through. That's not to say what they are.
Wait till you go dance with the elephants in the forest with Ganesha.
Well, for the record, I haven't been to India yet, but
Yeah.
I guess it's friends who have been to India.
Expand the manufacturing over there, David. It's a big opportunity.
Yeah, but my friends who've been to India, they have very strong opinions on
I think your
things.
friends contribute to this conversation very well.
Suraj, what would Jesus say about Hamas?
I love it over there. The
If-
Israelis, it's their favorite place to visit. The
It's
big
true,
store.
if you love it, yeah.
The Israelis go there all the time. It's their favorite place. India must be a reason. I'm not sure.
It's cheap.
They like it there. What do you want?
They go to Thailand because it's cheap.
What do you want? They like India.
Can I?
Suraj, what would Jesus say about Hamas?
I hear people in America like go to Hawaii.
They think it's
Why
I don't know.
Hawaii?
It's nice.
I think Doggy sir, I think you need to bring Donald Trump sir in this group, or maybe Elon Musk, to only solve this problem.
But these really like India. But I also feel like India is entitled to kick out the Christians and the English
Most
speakers
of
if they want.
the most of the Israeli they goes to a place.
Yeah, you're projecting your own prejudice. You're projecting your prejudice on India, McZed.
Reach at the bottom of the Titanic. We're talking about like planes.
Trains and automobiles.
It's just not that hard to move people.
Isn't Trump about to go to India to try to do some kind of big deal?
Probably.
He's
It's
actually
a big deal, I hear.
Is going to the funeral of the Pope.
He's gonna go?
Yes, he already announced he's going to go to the funeral.
Did anyone here actually cry because the Pope died? Anyone?
You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to.
I had a pizza party.
I mean, I was relieved, frankly.
David sir, what you are? David sir, what you do?
I was horrified to see Vance being like Vance, the last guy pretty much to talk to him, and then he died. Maybe that's why he died.
He's a skull and bonesman. They need to test the body for arsenic.
That would be allegedly, and let's not spread that rumor.
David, is that a goose down jacket? It's beautiful. Are you manufacturing those now?
I'd want to kill myself if Vance visited me. That would hasten my death.
Really? That's a terrible thing to say. Haven't you looked into a beautiful man's blue eyes before and said, wow, what a beautiful set of eyes?
He looks like a religious zealot, like some kind of Stepford son or something.
Suraj, you know his wife is Indian, right? Have you seen J.D. Vance's beautiful wife?
Yeah. Who do you think is better looking, Vance's wife or Nikki Haley?
Vance's wife.
Well, I mean, it depends what you're into. It depends what you're into.
What's up with all these women having these scarred up faces with acne?
Just wait, please, sir. David sir, have you been to India, David sir?
You said he has not.
Okay. I thought he had been to.
His
India.
favorite cocktail, though, is Bombay Sapphire.
I love Delhi food.
Have you been to India?
No, I have not, but I love the food.
Oh, okay.
All food from the Delhi food, I love it.
Yeah, you come. You come. I live in Delhi, New Delhi.
So lucky. You get to eat Delhi food every day.
Which city you live in US?
You ask a lot of questions, my friend.
Yeah, like you, as you said, Delhi. So yeah, that's right.
He loves the half pound of corned beef.
I live in a city called Miami, New York, LA, DC, Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
I think there are 9 Indian restaurants within about 20 minutes drive of my house.
That's ridiculous. You know what I call that? Heaven.
It's called a stomach problem if you eat too much chicken makhni.
You got to spread it out, man.
Do you get the garlic naan or the butter naan?
I think as you continue, here is now 9 a.m. morning, and I need to get ready for my work. That's good.
And what's your favorite beer from India? Yeah, and also, what do you do for work?
Me?
It is the case that
Hold on, Andrew. I asked you a question. I don't know what you're
obsessed to. David responds to you too.
Respond to me, please.
Listen, my girl. I know you
Andrew just wants to jeopardize. He doesn't answer the.
Hold on.
And also, Andrew, you constantly. Look, I don't appreciate you teasing CM calling him Down syndrome when he does mathematics that you can't even comprehend.
Go ahead. You can have Down syndrome. Look, here's the thing.
Not really.
Except I don't have one today. I'm rational human being. Yeah. Modern 21st century human being. And you still speak like somebody from 1700. You would be upset. There's a reason why several people who are not with me, they're not my let's say biggest fans, absolutely are in solidarity with me on CM. Okay? There's a large.
I mean, he can be annoying, but
it's not a matter of annoyance. He's certainly annoying.
Can you address my question about divine command theory?
Can you stop the
Andrew
is being a cheerleader. Wants to stay in a private point about you don't like
Andrew, someone asked you a question.
Right.
Why are you fucking making a show about this?
He can't help himself,
Thanks,
bro.
bud.
So, Abe, I'm responding to you making the claim that you don't, or making the point that you don't like it, that I say something about CM saying it has Down syndrome, etc., but he does math that I don't understand. Look, I'm not saying he doesn't understand math.
I'm the one who repeatedly said that I think he actually does, in fact, astonishingly, have a PhD in the philosophy of math. Great. But it is not the case that that means that in other areas, he can rub two brain cells together. He says some of the stupidest stuff, and there are people that are completely opposed to me who can't stand him on the stage. Now, I haven't asked even one time.
Can you answer my question now?
I see you're funding in your own theist room where your own fellow theists
If I've asked that,
couldn't believe the gibberish coming out of your mouth.
okay.
And I said it, I was like, dude, it's not even just me.
The point is, when you just say thou shalt not kill, two things. God doesn't issue commands to himself. One thing we all need to get on the same page on. Second thing,
What are you talking about, Bob?
okay, Ryan, that's all right, bro. Second thing is,
We're not going to be on the same page about it, Haas.
Second thing is, all right, well, Haas, just hang tight, Haas. The second thing is it's not thou shalt not kill. Just go compare the Bible translations, all the renderings. You will see thou shalt not kill very little. What it says is thou shalt not murder, and that's the appropriate rendering of the Hebrew. Now, if you want to say, well, that's murder. Well, who assesses that? I'm not going to accept your assessment. I take God's assessment, not yours.
Okay, so you're a divine command theorist.
Indeed.
Right. So, but hold on. But number one is that I said you believe that God is telling you not to kill and also not to rape. But you said that you don't believe God can tell you to rape. You wouldn't consider that, but you would consider killing the baby. Because so why would you consider one and not the other by your lights?
Sure. So killing a baby is different than rape. So we're talking about deriving sexual satisfaction, first of all. So there's some...
The fuck are you even talking about?
All right, no, stop.
Jesus, this is ridiculous. Get a life. Go read a book. Turn a movie on. Go for a power walk. Cook a dinner. This is fucking disgusting. What kind of conversation and debate is this? This is making me sick to my stomach. How can you even talk about these things? This is disgusting. I'm reporting this room and I'm reporting all the mods. You're making me sick to my stomach.
There must be. Okay, so assuming there's a heaven.
What are VIP for if there's no heaven?
Let's put it this way. Imagine heaven as a giant airport. Pope is in the VIP lounge, the top VIP lounge, and he definitely gets on all the short lines. He has VIP passes all the way.
He's flying business class.
All the way. Maybe even private.
And if he is a servant of Satan, leading all of the worshipers to falsehoods and sin, what then?
How dare he?
He takes the bus. And he's not even allowed the VIP lounge at the bus station. He just,
You gotta pay extra if you want access to the buffet.
Kushner. I think in a way he's parallel to him in his world as Kushner. He's the one who wrote the book, Bad Things Happen to People. He was light on that, actually. He was very good. A lot of Jewish people said he was too light. God wasn't as strong. He wasn't as supernatural a God as they wanted it to be. And I thought in the Pope world, he was that guy too. That's why I liked him. In that genre.
Well, we got a new Pope coming up. No time to mourn.
Who's it gonna be? Who's
That's the secret council.
Well, the New York Times had a short list. But
That's
there was just last year, there was the movie Conclave. They got a re-release Conclave right now.
Why?
Yeah, you can go on Poly Market and you can see
That's why the media gods decided we needed to
Wait, I vote for the Italian guy. I think he should be it.
Well, he's number one right now.
Oh, good.
Italians for
That's an inside job. You're talking Pietro, right?
It is their state. They really should have single.
What about a Chinese Pope? Will we have a Chinese Pope in our lifetime? Because from a PR movement,
I don't think so.
Will that make the Chinese people happier? I don't think it'll do enough. If it did, that maybe it'd be worth it. It wouldn't be worth it. I don't think.
I don't know if that would make it hurt. I thought it'd be cool to have the Indian Pope. That'd be
yes, an Indian Pope is a brilliant marketing idea.
Yeah. And then kids go right into India.
I think we should have them all. Pick them all.
Muslim problem? Welcome to the Catholic Church.
You know what? My idea is, I had a crazy idea, which is,
Be nice.
No, it would work.
and we've been nice so far. You tell me, David.
How
Have
cool
we
is
said
it
anything?
to Italy?
Have we said anything offensive yet, David?
I got a question for you. I got to ask. You know, Chabad is independently incorporated all around the country and the world.
Anything negative yet?
But what about the Catholic Church? Is the Catholic Church one organization and one corporation, or are there independent, corporations within the Catholic Church?
Probably every hospital that they own or every school they own is a separate corporation.
They own a ton of stuff.
Wow.
It all terminates with them.
They all get to be tax-free, though, right?
That's what a lot of the Protestant Reformation was about, a land grab, right? The king, because none of his land belonged to the Pope anymore, gained ownership of all that land and gave it to like some friends, and he sold it to people, gave people wealth transfer. It was like a whole thing. Yeah, and that was some of the general Protestant.
Well, why can't I just make my house into a nonprofit and stop paying property taxes? These property taxes are killing me.
You can do that. No one's stopping you.
Well, that's an idea.
I can turn my house into a Chabad.
What do you think Scientology did, dude?
Oh, maybe that was the.
That's a very complicated topic. I mean, the IRS has fought that for forever until.
I didn't say it's like an easy topic. It's just like these things have been done. That is what the tax exemption is, and it's a kind of a preaching. It's a claim about the type of organization you are, but it is also a tax haven for like tons of stuff. People just throw stuff in there like a black hole.
Yeah.
And the Catholic Church sits there and makes their mountain of gold called Vatican City. Right? They're sitting on the gold.
Fuck it, I'm moving to the Vatican. No, I'm gonna go to Party City and just buy like an old Vatican Army military uniform. I'm gonna become a soldier in the Vatican.
Why do Catholics take that deal? They're beating members away. Also, they've had their ways of being for millennia. Come on, guys. Do you really think they're eunuchs? Get out of here.
We're getting into a sensitive area out of respect for David.
Well, Mixed, how much longer till you go back to Israel and reopen the temple and start doing what the priests are doing?
I don't know. That's teshuva beyond my hands.
Why don't you just use your normal voice?
I don't know.
You're fine.
I don't know. I do this like raspy voice sometimes for some reason. I don't know why I do this voice.
I love my voice, but I know that other people.
No, not you.
I know that I'm trying to make it about me. If that's all right.
It's just my Three Stooges voice. It's my clown voice.
All right.
Okay, but nobody cares.
Well, nobody cares about your puffer jacket either, David.
It's not his. It's the Pope's.
How dare you?
Yeah. D or whatever.
Switching. All right. Here's a question for you. Does anyone here like the comedian David Spade?
He's okay.
He's all right.
I like him. He does these audiobooks. I think he's very funny. He's for a guy who's been around for long. I like him. Does anyone here like that guy? His name Gary Goldman, the Jewish comedian. Do you know about him?
No.
He's very funny. The Depresh, that's the name of one of his books or albums. In this economy? Question mark. You're not a fan, Mixed?
Not a big fan, no.
He does that routine about
And others.
abbreviating the states.
Right.
I love that.
Mikza, what's your favorite comedy movie?
Comedy movie. Good question. Like the funniest movie?
Is it a Mel Brooks film? Is it an Adam Sandler film?
You don't have to answer that question. Why are you doing it? Yeah, we're trying to have a room.
This is David's autism. David says that with everything.
I don't know.
It can't be Dinner with Andre. It's got to be something funny.
He has an ulterior motive, so I choose not to answer. Who mentioned the movie
Really hard.
PCU? Did somebody mention PCU tonight with Jeremy
Yeah,
Piven?
that was me.
I saw that. That was bad.
I only brought it up.
On my college campus. It was written by alumni in my school and was shot on the college campus.
Listen, there's some classic comedy movies like Airplane, which is inarguable, Caddyshack,
Right.
House. But like, the thing is,
What's better, Airplane 1 or Airplane 2?
Airplane 1.
Let's go!
Although Airplane 2 is good. Like, you really, like, I don't mean to discount Airplane 2, but like, Airplane 1 is nuts. It's really good. But like, you know, comedy really kind of works only the one time. It works best when it's modern and cutting. So like, you know, you want comedy, go see a comedian. And I think the best alive.
White Lotus, season 2 of The White Lotus was really good.
Season 2 of White Lotus.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
It's not a comedy, though. I guess it's a comedy. It is a comedy.
It's satire. It is.
Yeah, satire.
Satirical.
I think mostly it's his experiences on vacation, being annoyed and writing caricatures about the different people he saw at hotels and wishing them all a horrifying demise. Which I can get behind. I would do that too. That's what I would write on vacation.
Are there any popular Israeli television shows that have like these types of, dopamine effect? Is there like Israeli soap operas?
A cool show that started in Israel television. It was called Bitiul. And HBO made an adaptation of it called In Treatment with the guy from Usual Suspects.
I know. In Treatment, that show.
Yeah, that guy's a good actor.
Gabriel Byrne, is that his name?
Gabriel Byrne. That was really good. I watched all.
Yeah, so that had like this weird gimmick where it had like, it was really an ambitious project. Kind of weird the way they structured it, but they had half-hour sessions for different patients on every day of the week. So they had like 4 or 5 episodes a week, but each day was from a different person. And then sometimes the stories would like interact with each other, which was strange.
Well, it was interesting, the dialogue to do the therapeutic dialogue. But the comedy, what's her name? Lisa Kudrow, who played the therapist. That was a wacky kind of comedy. It was like the same style as like In Treatment. She was doing the therapist, and it was like everything wrong, like super unethical. And it was that was really funny. It was really good.
In Treatment was super unethical.
Yeah, but this was Lisa Kudrow. It was just hilarious. It was all about her.
Right.
The whole thing.
But in terms of your question of like what gives that weird therapy hypnotism you might be looking for in television, In Treatment will get you there. It's very much like a combative therapy session that will draw you in and probably cause some personal therapy.
That was like a rare. That show was such an outlier, which is why I liked it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any show I've seen that's like that.
Yeah, well, the Kudrow, I thought was just much more.
Well, Sopranos is kind of the same thing because technically it's a show about a guy in treatment.
It is, except the beauty of In Treatment is the cameras were like isolated.
I don't know if you've ever seen Sopranos, but it is a very fun show.
I have a funny. I'll tell you guys something really. This is a true story. I was doing some. I don't do it anymore. I'm a bond investor, but at one point I did, and I've done. I'll jack of all trade, different stuff. But at one point I was doing some online counseling. I had this call where the guy he was calling because he was scared of the law because he found out his boss drilled holes in one of those gyms where I think, what is it called? Cross thing, where it's really intensive gym. And the owner of the gym drilled holes into the ladies' locker room. And not only that, he set up a camera and recorded this guy's crush who he has at work. And she was working out, and he had kind of a crush on her at work, and he invited him over to watch the show, which was her naked in the shower. And so the guy was just beside himself. He was OCDing about this. That was the kind of calls I got. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, this guy goes and drills, and I'm thinking this is somewhere in Illinois or someplace place like this, or some city where these women are getting recorded naked at this CrossFit training center. And I'm thinking,
I saw that in the news actually just a couple weeks ago. They arrested some guy who was doing that in Illinois.
Really, I wonder if it was like my city.
Let me find the article. This is crazy. Let me find the article, but I did just read this. Let me get you the article.
Really, this was my call. It was a while ago. It had to be about 4 years ago. So when I did this, I was like, it's international. I could just take calls, when the getting was good for this, and it was kind of new, and you could do this online. I signed up on this website to take them because I think, I could just turn on my phone.
Yeah, this happened at Planet Fitness. I had a free psychic reading hotline, and I had people calling me all day long for free psychic readings, and like 90%, 95% of all the calls had to deal with broken hearts. Nothing about health, nothing about money. Everything was just broken hearts, loneliness, sadness. Yeah.
I hear that's huge, though. I hear that the fortune telling thing is really big. Some of these people, I got a call from, and I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Jimmy Kimmel. On that level, a talk show host with issues. I had calls from, multi-millionaires, some people interesting that I would never, interact with. I'm on the East Coast. It was kind of interesting. I mean, those were kind of rare. Some people.
My sister used to work for California Psychics. I don't know if you've ever seen their ads, but she was billing $200,000 a day in credit cards over the phones. And they were built.
I should sign up for that. I don't need the agony.
It's two Jewish guys that own the business.
Oh, for California Psychics.
Yep. It's called It's called Outlook Amusements. That's the name of the corporation.
Maybe I get it.
They're doing 20, 30, 40 million a year, 100 million a year even in therapy and psychic readings.
Oh, nice. Wow. Scott, you there or no?
Scott is sitting Shiva for the Pope.
Shouldn't we all be doing that? That should be the name of this site. Shiva for the Pope. That would be the perfect room name right now.
His nickname is Poopy.
I've got like a business idea now because of this room.
Scott, what's your favorite comedy movie?
Well, IT Crowd was pretty good. That's kind of unique.
Reset that potentially could occur where we're forcing other countries to come to the realization that it's time to unpeg from the dollar because we're going to be flipping our monetary system through a default mechanism that's not going to be labeled a bankruptcy, but a systematic approach to.
Okay, Ben, I'm going back to the Tao Te Ching. That was enough socialization for the night.
Insecurity. And your heart will never unclench. Care court people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity. 10. Can you coax your mind from its wandering and keep to the original oneness? Can you let your body become supple as a newborn child's? Can you cleanse your inner vision until you see nothing but the light? Can you love people and lead them without imposing your will?